No, the other way's better. Okay. Hi, everybody. Matt here from Matt Likes Comics. I want to welcome you to my show tonight. Because after the disaster, oh, by the way, I had a disaster on Saturday. After the disaster we had on Saturday, it's good to see that a few of you have decided to come back. So, and I'm glad you came back because we have an absolute wonderful special guest with us tonight. May I present to you writer and artist, Sami Francis. Sami, welcome to the show.
Hi, how's it going?
Pretty good. How are you?
Good, very good.
So you've been spending most of last year certainly on the circuit doing the comic book shows. I saw you twice. I saw you in Montreal and in Ottawa.
Mm-hmm.
Do you do a lot of shows? Do you do shows only in Canada, or do you go to the United States at all?
So currently, as it is right now, I only do shows in Canada. I used to do shows in the US as well, but it's kind of scary down there. So we're just gonna stick up where it's safe in the north.
Fair enough. It's as a few of you out there know, I've had Sami. I'm going to make myself big for a couple seconds here. As you people have known out there, I've been a big proponent of Sami's work since I bought this book back in the Montreal Comic Con. This is a wonderful cover that she's done for the Sabrina Teenage Witch Annual Spectacular. Did I get that right?
Yes, you did.
All right. And of course, everybody knows that I've only ever commissioned one piece of art, and that was Sami's. And she did this wonderful Supergirl for me.
Yay!
Hey.
I didn't know I was your one and only. That's so sweet.
Yes. You know what I mean? You stole my heart. What can I say? Now, so my first question to you is going to be, how did you get into comic books, and what made you decide that you wanted to be on this side of the comic books, not just the fan?
Yeah. So that's really good questions. So basically, what I started going to conventions since I was very young, like 16, whatever. I would go to the cons, I would go and cosplay, and I loved like the atmosphere. I loved like the whole energy, the vibe, and I loved like I was a big fan of Teen Titans, big fan of Young Justice, like DC girl, like through and through. So I started doing that, and then eventually I went to animation school for my art because I wanted to sort of pursue a career in art. Like your whole life you're told, oh, that's a bad idea, like don't pursue a career in art, you don't get paid, whatever. And so I put it off for a while, and I eventually, like, I went to another show, and I saw this guy there, and he was like, oh, you should come to like show me your work, and then we can like hook you up with like come down to Vancouver, and like we can do animation school and whatever. And I was like, okay, you know what, like maybe we'll give this a shot, because I used to work at like Walmart. So yeah, brutal, I know. So I was like, all right, that sounds like it's got to be better than Walmart. So I go and I do my animation career, and I was an animator for around 6 months or so, and it was pretty stressful, and it was for children's cartoons on.
Now, was this computer animation or was this old school?
It was Toon Boom, so it's a program on the computer, but everything was like it was puppet animation. So it was you would sort of select the puppet and you would move it the way you would do it, and sometimes you would be able to draw, like they would let you do that. Cool. But it was no, it was fantastic. It was really fun until it was stressful. And like all along I really just wanted to get into comics, and like I told like all of my teachers that, like I was like, I really love comics. I'm sort of like, I would love to get like a foot in there. And they were like, well, you know, like the industry goes hand in hand. So that's like why I did it. And eventually I just decided, you know what, I'm just going to do Artist Alley. So I went and I applied for Vancouver Expo, and I got into that. And that was my first show. And it was awesome. And I was at an Artist Alley for 2 years or a year and a half before I got noticed. So I would go up and talk to the other artists. And I would like bring my book, and I'd be like, hey guys, can you check out my art? Let me know what you think. Like if you like it, if you don't like it, like what you think could be better about it. And then I would apply that logic, and I would push forward and I would make it better the next time that I saw them. And eventually I ran into somebody, like he was sort of like a middleman. He had connections with Archie and with TMNT. And he was like really nice. And he was like, you know what, like, let's see if I can get you your first cover. So I got my first cover, which was Sabrina the Teenage Witch, which is the one you showed me. This one right there.
Yeah, very cool. I noticed that you used the little Sabrina one on your Facebook page.
I do. Yeah, it's my first one. So that's the one they sort of put me as, and then what I use as well for mine.
Well,
really
there's already one guy in the crowd that wants a signed copy of that book.
Oh,
so,
nice.
we'll make sure we'll give them your contacts.
Absolutely, yeah. I have a website that you can visit, samifrancisart.com, and you can just purchase the book, and I will absolutely sign that for you and send it to you. So yeah.
All right. Well, before we get too much further, let's say hello to everybody who's decided to come in and say hi tonight. We've got Mr. K. Mutant, first as always. Hi, Andreas.
Yeah.
Good to see you here. And here's the man who's mentioned it. Second first, Mark's issues with Archie Comics. He does an Archie channel.
Oh, nice.
Mark, it's good for you to come here. And we've got Stephen, who's a Overstreet advisor. Hi, Stephen. Good to see you here. He's usually on the same Friday show I am on with
awesome.
Comic Collector Geek. Then there's this crazy guy. And then Jeff is here. Hi, Jeff. Good to see you.
Hi, Jeff.
Friend of the channel. Let's see here. Robbie Josephs, extreme friend of the channel. How are you? I'm glad to see you, Robbie. I got to call you soon. I've got some stuff I need to talk to you about. And then we've got John Harrison is here. Hi. I don't always have the time in the world. I use my show once in a while to pop messages out. Sorry.
Absolutely.
We've got Louis. Louis in the crowd. Louis, I'm glad that you're not scared off from Saturday's little thing to come back to the show. Thank you very much. John, I'm not sure if I caught you before. Hi, John. We've got Rich from Big Nasty Comics, whose t-shirt I'm wearing today, in the crowd. Hi, Rich. Rich runs another show where they get a lot of artists. In fact, I think they're getting David Nakayama soon.
Oh, nice.
So cool. People keep on news up with Choco and Big Nasty, and you'll know what I'm talking about. Let's see. We've got Nate from Hall Yeah Comics is here. Hi, Nate. Yeah, and of course, I say every week, when you're done watching us, go over to Hall Yeah's channel and check out his show at 8 o'clock. John is saying hello to Sammy.
Hello, John.
Let's see here. Rob Saint is here. Hi, Rob. It's good to see you. Let's see here. We got a lot of conversation going on tonight. We've got Gordon Sisk here. Hi, Gordon. I don't think I've seen you before. Welcome to the show. I would, in answer to your question, is now a bad time to open up a comic shop? A lot of LCSs are going under. Bryce is considering opening one. Bryce could get away with it because he's got a very big business already. If Bryce was to open a comic shop, he'd probably do it because it would be a business advantage for him. But you are right, Gordon. I don't think this is the right time to open up a comic shop unless you know that your area you're in is booming. Because remember, people always want entertainment when the economy's bad, but it doesn't necessarily mean that area is prone for comic books. So do your market research first, is what I would say.
That's a good.
We've got Lyle Hobson from all the way in Kelowna, BC. Hi, Lyle. Lyle recently started a channel. He's doing really well.
Oh, nice! Congratulations.
And my good friend Celia from Gotham and Glam, who just hit 3,000 subscribers, and congratulations, Celia. I'm glad to see you. And local awesome guy Lau Tor is here. Hi, Lau. And that's everybody.
Hi, guys.
So everybody, good to see you all that's come tonight. So what I'm going to do at this point is I'm going to make you big on the screen, Sammy, and I'll let you show things and talk about and I'll pop in with questions as we go.
Absolutely. Cool. All right. So okay,
but I do before you get too much further, okay? How strict, and I say this because I know Archie's pretty open because I've heard Dan Parent talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
So, like in terms of your interpretations and stuff, as long as you're not doing anything overtly, you know,
Yeah.
risque, you can pretty much do anything in Archie. What was it like at TMNT? Were they very narrow with what you could do with them, or did they give you a little bit of leeway?
They were pretty relaxed. I think they were both kind of relaxed. So here's TMNT. The first
Very
one I
cool.
actually did was this one. And this is the one, this was my very first TMNT comic. So when I was first approached for this one, I tried to get into it basically. I had a middleman that I talked to, and he was like, "Why don't you send some concepts?" And I had to send some concepts. It was Halloween, so I stayed home on Halloween night, my favorite holiday. But I was like, I need this so bad. So I stayed home and I worked all night and I was drawing up a whole bunch of concepts and I sent, I think it was 6 concepts over to them. And like very last minute, I thought it might be kind of cool to like put the turtles in like a turtle shell and then send them that
It
as a
is a very
concept as
good
well.
concept, and I almost bought that one instead of
Awesome.
Sabrina, because I actually was going, will I get that one or that one? And I went with Sabrina because I like her more than I like the turtles. So
That's fair. Sabrina's cool. Sabrina's super cool. I was so excited to get that one. But yeah, like last second, I sent the turtles in the shell one, and they liked that one and only that one out of the concepts. And I was like, thank God that I thought of this beforehand. Otherwise, I would have been rejected and I wouldn't have had my turtle cover. So
we have a
yeah.
question from the crowd. Sammy from K Munin, who is your favorite character? Are there any particular franchises you wish to draw a cover for?
Very good question. So my favorite character is actually Tim Drake, Robin. I am like a huge Bat family person. I've loved like Batman ever since like growing up. Like I watched the Batman animated series. I watched Teen Titans. I read like all of the Robin comics and some of the Batman ones as well. So yeah, I would pick Robin, 100%.
So that means you would like to work for DC then.
Yes.
Yeah, well, you know
Yes.
what? I would love to work for DC. I wish I could write. I wish I could write comic books, but I just don't have the quickness. I'm too wordy. So when I write,
Sure.
okay. Well, let's see what
Yeah, it
else
is.
is right.
It is the Batman poster on the wall behind me.
That is very cool. I see that. So what else have you brought for us?
Okay, yeah. So I brought all of my other turtle comics as well. So I have this one. This is the first time I worked with an inker.
Okay.
So his name is Mustafa Musa, and he is a fabulous anchor, and he like got it to me like perfect. It was wonderful. And this is the 150. It's like the larger double digest one. So that was really cool. I was super excited about that.
I think Mark's
Um,
checked out your website.
awesome. Thank you, Mark. Yeah, so that's that one. I had like graffiti on the walls for that one originally, and they had
Mhm.
like all the catchphrases from like the turtles previous years, but like I wasn't allowed to put that on there, so I had to remove all that really quick and send it back, and they
Was
liked
it
that.
because it was graffiti, or was it the words that they had a problem with? Because I couldn't see them ever like, yeah, dude, and gnarly, man. Like
it was
I
it
remember
was
those.
words because it was the catchphrases that they didn't own from the TV shows.
I see. Got
So
it.
yeah,
That
so
makes
it was just a legal thing. Otherwise, they would have liked it, but they were like, "Oh no, we can't do that." I was like, "Okay, yeah, fair point. It's my bad." But yeah, it turned out really nice, so I liked that one. And yeah, then I started doing these guys. So there's these turtle ones, the newest
Raphael.
run.
Raphael.
Yeah, Raphael, Michelangelo,
Very cool.
Leonardo, and
Nice.
then Donatello. And then these guys all combine, so you can like put them next to each other, and they actually add up there.
Now, do you have a continuous contract, or do they call you up and say, we just want this one, or we just want that one?
I'm freelance, so I actually
Yeah,
I reach out to them.
I see.
So it's usually for my store or somebody else's store, and like because I'm a variant cover artist,
Hmm.
so I'm the one to reach out to them and be like, hey, can I have another turtle cover? And then I pay the costs for the cover, and then I sell it on my store. So that's sort of how that one works.
Very cool. So, so it's basically you have to solicit the work all the time, or has anybody ever approached you?
People have been approaching me more recently, like
I,
this one
I, I,
here.
I will admit I'm very ignorant about this part of the industry as a
Yeah,
collector.
absolutely.
And when I talk to artists, mostly I talk about their work, and there's not a but with you, I have this unique opportunity to ask about you're in it right now. So
Yeah, and I mean it's such a hard industry to get into, and the inner workings aren't really talked about very much very often. So it's kind of cool to like be able to chat about it and tell you guys how it works. But um yeah, so this is one of the ones that reached out to me. This is an independent one called Aftermath. I grabbed the Virgin one by accident, but there you go.
oh, that's that.
um
The Virgin variant shows more of the art. Therefore,
yes.
it's a better choice.
And it turned out really nice. Went ahead and did like all of these leaves and flowers, and that took so long to draw. But it was worth it. So it turned out really good.
What would you say? And here comes my what would you say your average time for a cover piece would be?
50 hours usually.
50 hours?
Yeah.
That's
Uh,
interesting because what Yannick Paquette has said that he can whip off a cover in 3 hours, and I'm like, wow,
can't relate.
yeah,
I am too much of a perfectionist. I'm terrible.
yeah.
Um,
I mean, I asked him because Yannick did all the recent Power Girl series that was out. He did every cover for that, and in Ottawa, he actually had brought all his original covers that he had
Backwards?
left for that thing, and I could have had one for $500,
Oh, nice. That's
but
not bad, honestly.
a little much. That was a little much, but yeah, no, I know. But
Well, that's really cool. No, I'm so jealous of people who can like bang that off in like 3 hours.
mhm. I think he's got like
Unfortunately,
20
I'm
years in the
yeah. See, that's
yeah.
the thing too. I'm freshly in it, right? Like I'm
Mhm.
sort of brand new, so I'm kind of just dipping my toes in. And
But have you been drawing your whole life, or is this a more recent thing when you were a teenager?
I have been drawing my whole life, but I think I didn't get like really good until I went to art school. Like I was self-trained before then, and
Mhm.
you can go really far when you're self-trained if you're
Right,
disciplined.
exactly.
But if you don't really know what exactly to look for, like for improving your art, like it is so useful to sort of have like instructors and people like to tell you like, hey, like you should work on this, you should work on perspective, you should work on
Right.
anatomy more, and then you can sort of hone in on that thing. So
Yes,
that's
this current school year, we just sent my daughter to a private school where she's in an art program, and I just went to her first art show with the class. Like the whole class puts their stuff out last week, and she was showing me all this perspective stuff that they were trying to teach her over there already, and she's only 12. So
perspective is so hard.
yeah,
You know, it's you gotta learn it, right? Like, it's part of the fundamentals. Um,
Mark would like to know if you do commissions. Well, I have one right here, Mark. So the answer would just a second here. I've got this one right here, Mark, which I asked her to do at the show that she did at the show for me. So I would say yes.
yeah, so I have show commissions. I only do them right now at the show because I am working on another project right now. So I'm a little busy at the moment. But, like, when I'm at the show, like, that's definitely time to approach me, and I'll, like, go ahead and draw you a commission, like, there. Yeah.
He is asking through the mail, like
Ah, through the mail. So unfortunately not right now. If I do open up commissions for online kind of commissions, I will post about it on my Instagram and you guys will know that.
Well, Mark, I know that are you planning to come to Ottawa again?
Oh, me?
Yes. Are you
Of course.
planning to come
Sorry.
to No, no, no. Are you coming to the Ottawa show again this year? I won't be going to Montreal, so
I'm pretty sure I'm coming to Ottawa this year.
mhm.
Um,
Because if
pretty
and I
sure.
will say this to people who know where I live and know already that I've done this sort of thing with before. If we're in a situation, we might be able to get her work if she's in Ottawa, not too busy.
Yes. Yeah, at the shows, absolutely. I'm like always doing commissions at the shows, and like because it's kind of like a fun way of spending your time when you're there. Like especially if you're just sitting there for a while, it's like nice to have something to do, and they turn out quite nice. So I'm
Now,
pretty happy with them.
I have a question that my daughter wanted to know the answer to. So I have a question for you, and that question is: are you in a position that you're making enough to make this like to not have to do other work, like that you can support yourself? Because I think I think she wants to go
Mhm.
into this, and she's tried. That's her way of telling me, you know, you might have to support me, Dad, but
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah, I getcha. So, I'm very fortunate to have the mom that I have. So, she is sort of like my manager and she comes with me. And like I am not in a position right now to support myself. So it's like really nice to have that
hmm
support of another person. Um, because it's so difficult, I would say, to
yeah. And the
like
follow up to
these
that, where I
days.
say
Yeah.
why, where I would be not her. This is not her part, but my follow up would be I would imagine that you would not be able to take a full-time job on this because the time you need to do the art would be,
Hmm.
really suffer. So
Yeah.
it really is a commitment. And
It's
that's
huge.
the answer I want to be able to tell her. So
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. I know some people who do have uh like the career in art, like in comics, and then also have another job on the side to support
mhm.
themselves. There are people who do that, and you have to be like so on it for that. And I'm very like impressed by them. Like every time like I talk to them, I'm like, I'm so impressed by you. Like I can't can't do that kind of thing, but they're very impressive.
Oh, that's cool. No, like I'm actually, impressed by the fact that you've decided I'm going for it. Bang. Like I love the fact. So the next question is Vancouver for school. How was the school experience? Did that help how well did that help your techniques?
I think that really improved my techniques. So I went to a little school called School Creative, and you can't really look it up now because right after I graduated, they dismantled that part of the school, the animation side
hmm
of it. So it's just Vancouver Acting School now.
Right.
But that's where I went, and it was a lovely experience. We had teachers that were in the animation industry, so that was really cool. And they gave me a lot of skills, not just with animation, which is a sort of a nice thing to have in my arsenal, but like also with like you have things like composition that they teach you. You have things like color. You have things like perspective, like we used to have these live drawing days on
Mhm.
Wednesday, and those were fantastic. So like we'd have models come in and then we would do like really really quick sketches because they would do a pose in 5 seconds, another
Mhm.
pose, right? And we would have to draw it really really fast, and I
Mhm.
think that kind of helped me
Well, yeah,
to
with
kind of
animation, you'd have to learn to do more with less, if I would imagine, if you're
yes.
doing okay, yeah.
Yeah, very much. It was very much like that. So I think it was very helpful. And you can go into pretty much like any art field and learn and take away some really important information for your like
Mhm.
artistic journey. And yeah, no, totally, totally worth it for me.
So, who would you say is your biggest comic book influences?
My biggest comic book influences. I would say Dawn McTagg.
Mhm.
She's fantastic. She's a cover artist, and she was one of the first people that like I really started collecting her work, and like I was like I'm like obsessed with everything she does, and
Mhm.
she's so kind, and she sort of like told me, you know, like just go and do it, like go get into it and do it. So Tom Grummett, I love his stuff. I've like obsessed over his work since like the
Mhm.
Robin series,
Right.
since I read that. So those two for me, those are very big ones for me personally. But there's some others, but yeah.
Oh, that's very cool. So you mentioned to me that you are also writing comics.
Yes, so I'm
Um,
reading one right now. Yeah.
is there anything you can tell us about this project at the moment, or do we have to wait and sort of keep an eye on the website?
So I can give you a little bit, like tiny bit of intel. Like not like I can't tell you the title of it right
Mhm.
now. We're sort of vaguely calling it Project X, just for the public, for them to have a name for it. But it's not that. It's called something else. Yeah. So Tom Grummett and I are working on this together. He is doing the penciling, and I am doing the colors as well as the writing, and we worked together on the concept of the story, and we like he invited me up to his cabin. I went there, and we were like chilling and writing, and it was fantastic. So I can't say much about it, but keep an eye out, and
Very
I
cool.
will post about it when it's ready to be posted about.
Very
But
cool. And I will invite you back if you want to talk about the project when you can. I will be happy to bring you on.
absolutely.
I also going to give you the name of somebody else to go on when that happens, when we're finished here.
Yeah, sounds
Because
good.
like I said, I've gotten smitten with your work, so I'm happy to spread the word as much as possible. So the next thing is, as do you find writing comics difficult or easy? And the reason I say that is because you've got two schools of thought. And
Yeah.
by schools of thought, I mean like you have older books where they had six
Mhm.
to eight panels per page. They talked, they had a lot of dialogue, especially those
Yes.
EC books. And then
Mhm.
you get books today where in a 18, say, we'll say an 18-page story, you could have 4 pages that end up being just splash pages.
Mm. Yeah.
And do you find it easy to fill the pages, or do you find that once in a while you have to resort to that? Okay, well, I'll just put a splash page here just to get the, because like, I mean, the art sells. The art is what
Yeah.
sells comic books. I will say that 100%.
Absolutely.
I
Absolutely.
don't blame artists for doing splash pages. I don't blame that at all.
Mhm.
But I find that I personally think that when they're doing these splash page things, they are setting things up so that you have no choice but to buy 2 or 3 issues to get the storyline where they used to wrap it up in one book. You
Yeah,
know,
for sure.
so
Yeah.
I'm just curious what your particular style is and what you like to do.
The the approach that I'm taking right now is I'm sort of seeing it as a story, like a
Mhm.
continuous story. We're
I-
splitting it into 6 issues for arc 1, 6 issues for arc 2, that sort of thing. And
That
we're
see
writing
that
out.
is cool. Like, by when I know that, I can enjoy the splash pages, for
Mhm.
example, more because I know there's more coming.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we have I've written arc 1 and 2 just sort of like roughly. And then what Tom has been doing, cuz we're doing it sort of like a I'll write like the concept of the issue, sort of like the without the dialogue, anything like that. Sort of like the Marvel style of writing,
Mhm.
where you
Oh
would have
yes, the
like
Marvel
the
method.
yeah, the sort of this is what's happening in the issue, and then you let the artist sort of come up with some stuff and figure it out while he's doing it too. So, because I completely trust Tom, like Tom is incredible. Oh my god, um, he finished the penciling issue 1, and it is just beautiful. Like he did such a good job on that. So that's sort of how we're approaching it. And then after the pencils are done, that's when I go back and do the dialogue for the characters.
which makes sense because you want to see where you want to put your thought bubbles and or
Yeah,
speech bubbles, right?
absolutely.
And of course that little thing in the top that says meanwhile, like
Yeah, little
you know
box.
you know on the other side of town because I have to establish that.
Exactly. So that's sort of like how I'm handling that right now and how we're working together to create it. So it's like a very collaborative sort of run, really.
I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad that there's projects coming. Have you have you talked to people say about doing Kickstarters or things like that, or is that something you want to avoid doing if you can?
I've heard a lot of like varying things about Kickstarters.
Hmm.
We've talked about doing a Kickstarter potentially, but we're gonna do something else, and like I can't discuss that right now.
No,
Um,
fair enough. Because no, it can be tough to find a publisher.
Mhm.
First of all,
Absolutely.
there's a lot of fly by night ones out there to begin with, so it's hard to pick one in the first place.
Mm. Yeah, definitely. Like it's pretty difficult, I think, to find like the right publisher that will let you, keep the footing that you have on the story,
Mhm.
Like yeah, so we're gonna probably do a bunch of issues, and then once they're done, that's when we're gonna pitch it to somebody. But yeah,
Mhm.
that's the plan.
That is cool. I like the fact that you've got a process worked out and that you've got the idea, about we're going to get this, and that way we have stuff to show.
Yes.
I think see, I'm learning here. I don't know this stuff. Like you're teaching me here. Um,
Good. I'm glad.
how is your calligraphy? I'm just
How was my
curious.
calligraphy?
Well, if you're going to be putting dialogue in the boxes,
I'm gonna get somebody else to do the lettering
uh,
for me. I'm writing it, but I'm gonna send somebody who is a letterer, who knows their stuff, who can properly letter it, and they'll be doing the lettering. 'Cause my
that's
lettering is like it's fine. Like, I'm all right, but I'm not a letterer. Like there's reasons that we have particular people in particular.
yes, I know. Everybody gets their skills. You know what I mean? I mean, I
Absolutely.
can't help it. I look great. That's my skill. But I mean,
Yeah, there you
other people have skills like you know how to draw and all that stuff.
go.
Uh,
Yes.
so the next thing I'm going to say, do you do the vast majority of your stuff on computer, or do you do a lot of pencil ink work?
Yeah, so I'm capable of both. I do both. But I do the mass majority of my stuff on this little thing here on my iPad.
That's
Um,
very cool.
just because it's so portable and it's like digital work is so like nice and I'm not going to call it easier, but it kind of is
Mhm,
easier than traditional. So that's sort of like where I go to get my sketches down, and sometimes I'll do the whole process on there. Other times, if I like really feel like this needs like a traditional touch, I'll
mhm,
do the pencils on my iPad because I have more
mhm.
control over them, and then I'll print it off, use a light box, and ink and color the piece traditionally, depending on what it is.
Very cool. And are you a brush person or a pen person when it comes to inks?
When it comes to inks, I see if I can grab my preferred ink pen here. I like these Tombow ink pens. These guys are the things I use. So pens, pretty much.
Yeah, they
That's
look similar to the ones that we got my daughter at Christmas. Those were nuts. Yeah, no, she's really into it. I bring this up, but she's really into it. I think that's really, if she was given a choice, that's what she wants to do. Where
Mm.
which beats what my son wants to do because my son wants to play video games professionally. So I don't think.
Yeah, yeah, I get that. That sounds fun.
Yeah, I'm like, you have to go meet people in order to do that, son. But anyway, I just
I mean,
tease him.
comics is really fun too to do as well. So
Yeah, I mean,
both of
like
your kids are saying, let's do something fun.
listen, if I didn't have to work, you know what I mean, and I could deal with comic books all day, it would be great. Sitting here on YouTube and or trading and doing whatever because it would be a lot of fun.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
what is your current schedule for conventions? I noticed that you've only got Vancouver on your website right now. Is that the only one you've actually booked right now?
So right now I've booked Vancouver and I've booked Calgary for sure. I'm usually good for Toronto for both shows, but I I don't know, it's up to them. So
Right.
yeah, usually I'm pretty like all over the circuit. But yeah,
Okay.
you'll
Now
see
that
me in
now I'm curious. Now we talk about the circuit. I'm a guy who likes to go to shows, and
Mhm.
there's a lot of people in the chat that also like to go to shows. What's your favorite one to go to?
My favorite one. Man, I have such a like I love Vancouver. I love Vancouver. And
Hmm.
like I don't like I live in Edmonton. Um and I only studied in Vancouver for a year. But every time I go there it's like kind of like really like nice to sort of be there again. So and it's like a nice smaller show and it's just a really nice show. So I really like Van. I really like ECCE. They treat you really, really, really nice. If
Hmm.
you're a comic guest, they're so nice. They're awesome. Like the East Coast, incredible. I love the East
Yeah,
Coast.
Halifax is one of the shows that I'd like to go to if I can someday because I hear
I would love
only
to
good
go.
things about it. I've heard
Love to go
nothing
to
but bad.
Halifax.
Yeah, I've heard nothing but bad things about Niagara Falls, and that's the thing that surprises me. But
Same. Mhm.
but there's a couple of guys that I talk to on a regular basis who live down in that area that say, don't go to the Niagara Falls convention. It's a ripoff. So okay, that's all I need to know. Robbie Josephs has a question here. Do you create your own characters? Best of luck in your career. You're a lovely young woman. Oh, Robbie, you're
Aw,
awesome.
thanks, Robbie. That's so nice. I do actually create my own characters. Right now I'm sort of like creating characters for fun and sort of like because I have like my own little written worlds that I'm eventually gonna touch for comics. But like yeah, I create my own little characters, but I don't usually post them because they're not ready yet.
Yeah.
So
But
when
the
they're
good
ready,
thing is
I'll
once
post
you
them.
post, you've set your copyright. So that's good.
That's true.
So, I mean, Mark is like, you should come to, Mark's in Florida. You should come to South Canada, also known as Florida. We don't have snow.
That's nice.
Well,
Wish we didn't have so much
second
snow.
floor comics. I don't think Louis was there. Hi, Louis. I don't think Louis was there when you talked about cons in the United States.
Yeah, so I used to do a lot of I used to do a few shows in the States. I did MegaCon, I've done Denver, I've done San Francisco. I've done a few of them. And they're really like they're great shows. They're really nice shows. Like but right now, as it stands, like I'm doing only Canadian shows just because it's kind of like politically scary down there. So I'll
Yeah.
come back like when it's like sort of safe to travel again. I'll definitely come back.
Well, Lau says that. By the way, Lau did a Kickstarter recently that went really well. That's where one of the I was involved. Like I bought from it. I mean, so he had a very good experience with Kickstarter. Alan, the
Mhm.
comic collector geek, did not. So
Mm.
you know, and we've got. He says Niagara Falls Con is not that bad. Well, I'm glad you enjoyed yourself there, Lau. Derek and Bleecker say it's not the greatest. So
Yeah, I think it depends on sort of the person, right? Whether or not they have a good experience.
Thomas O'Donnell lives near Baltimore, like lives in Virginia. So he's not. You know what? See, this is what I like the most, and I'm going to say this to all you people in the crowd out there. I love this part of it. Everybody talks. They love their local shows, and they push them for the most part, and I love to see it. So
Yes.
we've got a question from Denmark. This is Core from Denmark asking Sammy, do you color as well as drawing?
Yes. Yes. So I do all three. I do pencil, ink, and color. But occasionally I have Mustafa Musa ink my work. But I color all my stuff.
Oh, that's
I
right,
love
Thomas. I'm
coloring.
sorry. You're in Maryland, not Virginia.
Yeah, Heroes Con is fantastic too. I see. Yeah.
Hi, Ron.
Really
Oh,
good show.
good to see you. I haven't seen you in a while. How you been? Yeah, no, Mary, Thomas has had the luxury of working with Jim Steranko at these cons as his assistant and stuff. And I
Very
think that
cool.
that's really cool. Jim Steranko is a big name, and he's somebody I would like to meet myself.
Yeah, absolutely.
Although to be honest, now that since I've had the chance to meet you and talk to you, I think I don't need to meet anybody else. I'm done. I've got the industry rates. All
You
right.
don't need to suck up, Matt.
I've never been a suck up in my life. There's only one woman I've ever sucked up to, and she's upstairs.
I was just teasing.
I know. So while I have everybody here and Sammy here, we're going to just review the giveaway that I'm going to be doing soon. Hi, Dope. Good to see you. Really enjoyed your video the other day, and I think I commented on that. As you know, we just got over 800 subscribers last week. Yay! I am doing a giveaway, and of course, on the giveaway video, I show the prizes. But since Sammy here is responsible for some of the prizes, I thought I'd go over it again today. There's this huge stack of comics over there that unfortunately I can't dig out at the moment because I had to put some other stuff on top of it earlier. But that is the big prize. And I can tell you that the stack is this big.
Nice.
And that there's at least 4 Silver Age books in there. So that's prize number 1. Prize number 2 is the $25 gift card to My Comic Shop. And if you don't know Sammy, on this channel, on a few others, every time you say the words My Comic Shop, meaning the place, you have to hit the bell.
Nice.
So that's our running gag. And that's why you'll find out why I give away bells during my giveaways, so that everybody can participate in that. Prize number 3, of course, is this Superman Chronicles book, which has reprints some of the bigger issues like Action Comics 48 to 52, Superman 16 to 17, and World's Finest 6. And as we all know from listening to Steppo, World's Finest Comics 6 and Superman 17 are big books. So this is your way to read them without spending $10,000 for the books. Prizes 4 and 5 are these mystery bags that I'm just going to make myself big so that they can see it better for a second there, Sammy. Sammy put these packages together. They're sample packs of what she does, and they're called mystery bags. One is from Marvel characters, and one is from DC characters. And you will get to, if you're the 4th or 5th prize, you get to have one of Sammy's wonderful sampler packs, which I bought from her at the Ottawa Con. With this in mind, which is why I haven't opened them. And prize number 6 is your very own bell, so that you can go, when I was in My Comic Shop, so you can do it too. So we're gonna have to draw on a live broadcast, probably a week from Thursday, depending on my my schedule. It's looking good so far. If not, it'll be the Thursday after. But in the description for this video is the link to the video that you have to comment on. And of course, you have to be subscribed to the channel in order to win one of the prizes. And we'll have a wacky party. There may be cake. Because I've been always wanting to sit here and eat cake in front of everybody and go, I got cake.
That's the dream.
And I can honestly say that I've had discussion with the Smurfs up above, and they're looking forward to it too. So everybody will have to chat, and there'll be special guests, and we'll do the prizes. So hopefully we'll be doing that soon. And now you can use an air horn if you really want to, Louie. It's that's up to you. Sammy, I want to thank you very much for taking the time to join us tonight. You are, as far as I'm concerned, a up-and-coming artist that I think within 5 years, you're going to be in a position that people will start to recognize your work.
Sure. Thank you so much. I really appreciate
it. I'd say sooner, but I honestly know that it will take a little bit because
it usually does.
The fact that, okay, I'm assuming you've met Dan Parent, right?
Yes, yeah, I love Dan. Dan, we're buddies, yeah.
Yeah, no, I had the pleasure of interviewing him in Montreal at the same time I interviewed you. So,
Oh, nice.
I had a great conversation with Dan then too, and he's been to Ottawa a few times. That wasn't the first time I talked to him. He's a really good guy, and I use that because that has got to be the biggest in you can have at Archie Comics to keep getting work. So,
For real.
Definitely.
Definitely.
Because Dan said at Montreal when I went to his panel, he said, even though he doesn't own the company, they give him a lot of leeway. Any project he wants to do, he gets to do.
I believe
That's
that
why
for
we
sure.
get things like that's why we get things like Meets Kiss and Meets the Ramones. So thank you, Sami, for those. As I said, I posted SamiFrancisArt.com in the chat. And that link is also in the description of this video, as well as her Instagram.
Mhm.
I follow her on Instagram. She puts up interesting posts. I've seen
Yes.
some of the art you put up there. And I really appreciate it. Thank you, everybody who came tonight. Remember, go watch Nate, 8 o'clock Eastern. My name's Matt. I like comics, and I hope you do too. Bye, everybody.
Bye, guys.